first speaker, Joy Medos. Thank you so much, everyone. Welcome.
Thank you for the intro, Alexis. Yeah, I have the pleasure to announce our first speaker of the evening. We are very pleased to welcome Joy Medos with us tonight. She will be sharing a very personal fuck-up story. She was the youngest female CEO in the oil and gas industry, fortunate enough to have coffee with the Spanish king, and led numerous companies around Europe. All of this in a male-dominated industry where she has shown a lot of strength and endurance as a woman. And then suddenly something unexpected happened. With that, I ask that you give your full attention to Joy Medos. The stage is yours, Joy.
Okay. Hi, everyone. Can you hear me? Thank you. Okay, perfect. Great. And I have control. Okay. So, yeah, I need to calm down a bit, right? Those things are not easy. Yeah, so let me tell you a story. It was a gray and rainy morning in the Netherlands. I was driving to the office more than 100 kilometers per hour on the highway. You know, my thoughts were wandering around and thinking just about another exhausting day in front of me. A day like any other day before. And still, on that day, something felt different. And as I was driving, all of a sudden, and without any warning, my left arm stopped functioning and just fell down. I couldn't feel it anymore, and as much as I tried, I just couldn't lift it up. Then, with the help of my right hand, I brought my left hand up again. And a few minutes later, the same thing happened again. It was one of those moments, actually, I think the worst moment of my life. It was a day that simply changed everything. Every time I tell it, my heart starts to beat. So, yeah. How many of, how do I go back? This is the first fuck up. Yeah, here we are. Good. So, how many of you grew up thinking that you are not good enough? Or as we heard Alexandra before, how many of us still so many times think that we are not good enough? Well, I grew up in a very dysfunctional family. You know, we were never good enough. It doesn't matter what we did, even though I remember I was always the best in class. It was never good enough, and no one ever told me how proud they were of me. But there is one thing I learned in my childhood, and that was how to survive. You know, that survival instinct that has actually led me through life for a long, long time. And part was that instinct, but also having a smile on my face. And as you can see it from the pictures, this positive attitude and so on, it's something that has been with me since I think I was born. But I also believe that I became an entrepreneur, or kind of this entrepreneurial spirit, already as a little kid. Because do you remember sometimes on the streets you see children who are selling stuff on the streets, you know, just to gain some money? Well, that was me. I was selling flowers on the streets of Trieste, running in front of police. I was that flower girl that you might see sometimes. Yeah, that's me. So from early on, I really learned how to fight, right? And how to reach more, how to get more. And, you know, even I never knew that my life would take me abroad, you know, but still then I got an opportunity, I got a job, I came to Vienna, I left my country, Slovenia. And I remember I was 26, I was young, I was ambitious, I was driven, I was actually successful, I was a woman in a male world. You know, at 26, I was telling 50-plus-year-old men how not to do business. You know, at the age of 30, I was negotiating hundreds of millions valid contracts. I was let into meetings with Russian oligarchs where no other woman has ever stepped before. At the age of 32, I had the title of CEO, you know, and I made it to the top 100 people of a Fortune 500 company. So you can just imagine the success. And as you can see, I had really the luck to be introduced to the Spanish king and have coffee with him. Well, you know, when I think back, it's just like, oh my God, it felt like up, 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 just a steep career. And then the company drove me forward. They really threw me like a fish into water. Okay. Yeah, I'm clicking too much. So, and you know, over and over again, when they threw me into the water and said, show us if you can swim, every time I proved that I can swim. Remember, survival instinct. I will never, ever give up. I can do it. But I still remember how I defined myself by my title, my performance, my achievement, not by who I am as a person. And you can see here, I love this picture because it's like, I'm at the top, I'm invincible, you know, there is no one and nothing that can stop me, you know. And honestly, I loved my job, I loved my position, I loved the power, I loved the people I worked with. But I have so much forgotten who am I as a person. I let myself fade completely in the role of the CEO. And although I didn't notice, I drove a Formula One for more than 15 years. And if you just imagine that driving it for 2 hours is exhausting, imagine for 15 years. And, you know, I was on the right track for everything with all those new roles and countries and responsibilities. You know, the corporate world was my life. And I was really on the right track. But if I look back, I had the completely wrong attitude. You know, the only thing that really interested me was the company that I worked for and my career. You know, they were my family, they were my everything. I forgot about so many things. I forgot about what is really, really important in life. So then, from one day to another, you know, I just couldn't get up. I couldn't get up from my bed. You know, at 36, I just couldn't walk anymore. When the simplest of things just seemed impossible, where taking stairs felt like I would be running a marathon. Well, not that I have ever run one, but that's the feeling I got. And until that moment, I seriously didn't realize that if you have an empty battery, or an empty battery doesn't work. And you know, you can think that you're invincible, but you're not. And this was the truth. I was not invincible as I thought I would be. So within a few weeks, and you know, I still remember those days where people would tell me I might have cancer, or I might have, you know, multiple sclerosis, or all this kind of stuff, right? And just having people telling you this tests your character. And, you know, then I found out I actually developed a condition and so on. So, but the moment that you lose your health, it's, you know, nothing else is important, because it's not the money, it's not your title, it's not, you know, the power you have. You lose your health. It's the most important thing in the world. And you know, all your wealth that you might have or something, it still will make you the poorest of people. Because the higher you rise, you know, the lower you will fall. And this is what happened to me. And even though I was sick and struggling hard, I still remember I couldn't go up. I couldn't let go. I didn't want to give up, because the survival instinct, I really, you know, forced myself to do the job. It was this great sense of responsibility. It was, you know, the position, the work, the people, everything. I didn't want to. I was holding on to everything. You know, what I really would have needed was a big kick in the ass, I think, sorry for the word, that actually no one gave me. You know, someone who would tell me that it's okay to let go, that it's okay to step down, that it's okay to take care of myself, and that I am the most important person in my life. And it's not the company that counts more than me. So then I finally let go. I still remember crying into the arms of a neighbor. So, and I said, I can't do this job anymore. I have to resign. I have to take care of myself. And it was a day where I still felt the whole world is coming down to me, like where it felt I lost everything what I thought was important. It was one of those moments where you feel or think that the world is giving up on you, and you start to wonder, why did that happen to me? Like, why to me? What did I do wrong? How didn't I see that before? And so on. So you start questioning yourself even more, even though you're already in a bad situation. But then something happened, and I said to myself, there are people out there who lose their legs and still keep running. There are people who lose their hands and still paint. So who am I to stop living? So I really jumped into the unknown and promised myself that my condition would not prevent me from living my life and from doing the things I love. I have to say, it took a lot of courage, a lot of perseverance, motivation, and the will to really live and move on. Because I'm not someone who sits at home and cries about how unfair life is for her, right? So what I did is, and you can see here a picture, this is a picture of me in Antarctica. So I took care of myself, I took care of my health. The little money I had, I invested it in traveling and in coaching courses and having a coach and so on. And everything I did felt like doing it for the first time. And here I went camping for the first time in Antarctica. And the funny story is my friend and myself, because inexperienced campers, we forgot to actually blew the mattress below. So we slept on the ice. Just, another fuck up, right? So, but I know today that if all this hadn't happened to me, I wouldn't be the person I am today, because this experience of developing a condition, failing really badly and coming down really made me think about what are the things that matters and what doesn't. Where do I wanna invest my energy? And I can tell you, I have become such a much better person, a better friend, a better leader, a better daughter, a better sister, a better everything, and then when I finally decided that I'm going completely to leave the corporate, I'm not going back to the corporate where I was like so blind. I just wanted to go into the startup, and I invested money into a juice company because I was like, oh, I can do it, and stuff like that. But I was so blind because, okay, this is not good. I am going too fast. Sorry with the slides. How do I go back?
Yes, this one.
Yeah, here it is. Yeah, sorry. A lot of fuck ups with the slides tonight. So talking about this, I was so blind because I didn't realize that the founders in the company didn't have the right attitude to build a company, because I was so wrong. This is where I really learned hats on that you don't invest in a startup idea, you invest in the people who run it. It's the people that make the company, it's not the product, because you can have the best of the products and still the company will not be successful. So if you ask me what you should learn from this speech, I think there are a lot of learnings, but maybe one of the most important is take responsibility for your own life. You always have a choice about what to do and how to do it. Live your dreams and not the dreams of others, and own your story and who you are as a person. And don't you ever forget to take care of yourself, because if you don't take care of yourself, you will not be able to take care of anyone else. And keeping a positive attitude and mindset, I think it's something that's really important in life, because it's what brings you forward. And there are so many crises we will go through, so many challenges, but if you can find the opportunities and the good things, the gifts in that, just like the pandemic where we are right now, you will see how much easier your life will be. So my life has been a roller coaster. What I have learned is to enjoy the ride and have fun while doing it. And also not to be hard on myself, because it just doesn't bring anything. I'm grateful for what I have, and try to practice gratitude, because it will really help you. So don't be afraid to go out there, you know, because and get what you want and what you deserve, because you always have a choice. You know, one of my mottos is, when life gives you lemons, make lemonade, or add some vodka and make a margarita. So make sure to build up your core dreams. Otherwise, someone is going to hire you to build up theirs. You know, some people might say that my life is a complete fuck up. For me, I don't believe that. I'm so proud of my story. That's why I'm telling it here for the third time. Proud of my achievements, but especially proud of the person I have become, and even more proud of who I will be next. So don't compare yourself to others. Compare yourself to yourself. And if you wish to stay in touch, contact me via LinkedIn or have a look at my website. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Joy. Are there any questions from the audience? I see some clapping. Daniel is clapping. Roger is clapping. Nice. Really cool feedback, though. Yeah, we'll give you a chance to ask Joy a question. But before I start with the first question, I would love to ask you, how are you adapting to the crisis right now? Because you said the Corona crisis is hitting us right now. You are also an entrepreneur. You're not in the corporate anymore. How are you adapting to this?
Yeah, so there are a few things I'm doing. So for the ones who don't know, I have two different roles, if I should call it like that. One is I sit in a supervisory board in Germany for a shoe company, because I'm still a businesswoman. I think this is never going to change. So I like to keep my business part also satisfied. But also, I work as an executive coach and a trusted advisor, and do a lot of leadership development programs. So you can even call me a consultant, whatever you prefer. And we all know that the consultancy business at the moment, it just like went vroom like that down for a lot of people, because people are not ready to do coaching. You know, companies are saving money. You cannot do stuff in person anymore. So I'm doing a few things. One is keeping a positive mindset and a healthy mindset, because Italians say corpo sano, mente sana, which means healthy body, healthy mind, right? So I'm really working on that, and that is what keeps me sane.
So you're doing a lot of sports?
I do sports at home, you know, I have my cross trainer and I do some dancing and stuff like that, but I spend about 2 hours in the woods every day, because it's really what keeps me sane. We are lucky that we can go out, right? So this has been, I have never walked so much in my life, I think, as I do it really now on a regular basis. So that's one thing. Then, you know, when I was confronted, I said, I'm here to serve, right? So I actually immediately started to have some webinars as well, you know, helping people to adjust to the, you know, to the new normal or the current normal. In addition, actually, I have been working on the future, because in the crisis is the moment where you have to work on your future. So what are you going to do after that? And actually with a colleague, we are just now in the months of May launching a fully remote, so only online digital leadership development program, which is something that it's not there that much, because people say, no, you have to meet in person, because if you want to network, if you want to build relationships and trust, it needs to be done in person. Yes and no. We want to prove it that it can be done online as well. Because when we talk about the new normal, the question is, what is going to be the new normal?
That's true.
What is going to be the new normal? And I don't believe that the old normal will be anymore. Things will change. Things are emerging. The world will be different. The companies will be different. the societies, and we will be different after all of this. So yeah, that's how I am adapting. And being here, right? Sharing my story
here,
with 100 people. Yeah.
Yeah, we have actually two questions. I will start with Daniel is asking, so what is the most important aspect of life for you right now, if you would have to select one?
The most important aspect of life.
Great question.
I would say family and friends.
Mm-hmm.
Really, family and friends. It's, I think I have never been as close to my family as I'm right now. Mm-hmm. And I think I'm growing even closer. And I'm so blessed to have so many amazing friends, actually, that are spread almost across the globe, that, you know, without them, I would not be who I am today, right? So yeah, family and friends. Yeah.
That's cool. That's very cool. Yeah, you said actually last time we spoke that you had the wrong attitude regarding family and friends. You told me that the company was your family and that your friends weren't a priority. So that changed totally, right?
That changed. I'm not gonna say that it changed totally, because I still will sometimes prioritize my work to friends, right? Because especially, you know, when you're an entrepreneur or something, you don't, I mean, some people can, but you have to put the hard work in it, right? Because success doesn't happen overnight. But I really make sure that I have enough time for my friends and family just to be connected. And even if I don't see them often, you know, sometimes just a message like, I'm thinking of you, or I saw this and thought of you, or just asking, how are you doing, and so on. You know, keeping that connection is extremely important. And I think this is who I am. So yeah.
Cool. I think we have enough time for another question. This one is from an anonymous watcher. She or he asks, do you think that on such a career stage, CEO, it is possible to do the job without selling yourself wholly? Or
I think
selling yourself as a person, yeah.
Yeah, I do believe it is. Because, you know, I coach so many executives nowadays, and at such a level, I believe it is. There are so many executives or powerful leaders out there who are not selling themselves and who are whole. You know, you see them because they show empathy, they are courageous, they are thankful and grateful. You know, they are able to inspire you. You know, they stay true to their values. You know, they actually, I mean, it's who they are. They are not afraid of asking for help. They are not afraid of saying, I don't know this. They are not afraid to explain their fuck ups, right? Because they know that they can learn of it. Because, you know, a CEO nowadays doesn't need to be an expert in everything. He just needs to have the right people around that, you know, would help them actually achieve those, and who would know, that would advise him in the right way. So I believe it's totally possible. And luckily for us, we have examples like that out there. We also have examples out there who, they have sold their souls, I would say. So yeah.
I'm not going to drop names, so
no names.
No names. Okay, last question. I think this is a good one, actually. Laura asks, have you changed your definition of success?
Yes. Oh yeah, totally. I mean, for me, success was, you know, the title, the company, and so on. For me, success now is being happy and feeling content in what I have and what I do, and having a purpose and a cause that I can serve. You know,
That's
and
nice.
this is for me success. It has changed so much, like a 360 around, actually. So yeah.
Great. Yeah, I just applaud you, and say thank you, Joy. Thank you for joining us and telling your story.
Thank you for having me. Thank you for having me. Thank you.
Always.
Thanks everyone for listening. So happy for you to be here.